Okay, so this is going to be a relatively quick video on the Denon Perl Pro earbuds. So a lot of people like to compare these to other upper echelon Bluetooth earbuds like the Technics AZ80s, which I will be doing kind of a direct comparison between these, not the AZ80s, but the AZ60M2s, because these are the cheaper versions of the AZ80s. And then also things like the Violet Gemini 2s, as well as things like the Bose QC Ultra earbuds. But I'm only going to be comparing them to the AZ80s because these are one of the best that you can get on the market as of now, which is Q3 of 2024, and see how they stack up compared to those, and compare all the things that I might nitpick a little. But you know, these have, like all Bluetooth earbuds, positive and negative, so we're going to go through all of them, and then by the end of this video you can decide for yourself if these would be worth getting for you. So I have the earbuds right here with the case, and then well, actually I'm wearing them, but this is what the case looks like. And the first thing that I'm going to point out is that if you are thinking about getting these earbuds, you can see on the box right here that it has these things already put on them, the wingtips that they come with. But I will say that they do come with better wingtips. What I can show you on the left earbud here, it comes with a more like wing style tip, which is, this is more similar to what Bose had before on their older wired earbuds. I think it's called like the SoundTrue Ultra or something like that. But those were wired, and those were pretty old, back in like 2017. So they have these if the ones that come in the box are not really good enough for you. And that kind of brings me to one of the first positives about these earbuds, is that for me the fit is really nice because of these wingtips. The default one isn't that great, but the one that you can switch it out with is pretty good. And you know, fit is subjective, so maybe it doesn't work well for you, but at least for me, these ones fit in my ears really well, and they can usually last me a couple of hours before they get mildly uncomfortable or I get any kind of fatigue in my ear. And then the other positive why these earbuds are so good, and really the biggest reason why anyone buys these earbuds at all, is because of the sound quality. Unfortunately, you can't really test that unless you have them for yourself. Same thing with like fit and comfort. You can't really test fit and comfort unless you have them yourself. But I will just go along with the crowd, and after trying them for a couple of weeks, I can say that the sound quality is super good. But strictly speaking, only after you deal with customization. So if I go over here, I'm connected through two of my phones, but you know, I'm recording with one of them, so I'm just going to use the Android example. So you can see I'm connected here, and you can see here I'm on personalized tab. So it's really important that if you want to get the best quality sound, is that you're on this tab. And when you first get these earbuds, they make you go through kind of a process to sort of specialize your hearing and make sure that it sounds as good as possible for you. But with the personalization, the sound quality is definitely like at least top 3 in the Bluetooth earbud market, if not the best. Okay, so the biggest downside to these earbuds, in my opinion, is the battery life. So on the earbuds themselves, they're actually pretty decent battery life. As advertised, you can get the whole 8 hours on a full charge. Emphasis that's on when ANC and transparency are off. So if I go here on the app and I go to the settings, it says social mode and ANC right here. This has to be toggled off for you to get 8 hours of battery life. But the big problem is that the case battery life is absolutely awful. So testing these for a couple of weeks, I can get maybe like 10 hours if I'm lucky extra, when then the advertised battery life on the case is an extra 24 hours, but I could really not get any more than 10 hours on the case. So battery life of the buds is decent. Battery life of the case is terrible. And I think most people don't mention this, especially on like Amazon reviews, is that they say the battery life is great, which it is on the earbuds, but if you want them to last a while with the case and not have to charge the case for a couple of days, these are not for you because you will not be able to do that. And then another thing about the battery life is you can see the percentage at the top right of the app here. The phone focuses. So it does say the battery life of the earbuds, which since they're in my ears, you can tell that they're 100% fully charged. But these only goes in increments of 10. But the bigger problem is that it does not give battery life of the case. And I don't know if they're trying to like upsell the how many hours you can get, but it does say 24 hours on the website that you can get from the case, which is again not true. So another unfortunate thing about these earbuds is that you have to make an account to use the app. I mean, for most of you, it's probably not a big deal because it's like, if Denon has your data, then boo-hoo. But if you're someone that cares about your privacy a lot, then just note that you do have to make an account to use the app. And you pretty much need to use the app if you want to use these earbuds to their full potential. And then the other thing I don't like about the app is that you have to have this toggle mode in order to change, like I said, the battery life. So this has to be toggled off in order to preserve battery life. And with other earbuds, the way it usually works is that you have off, which is the default, and then you have an ambience on, which is in Denon's case the social mode, and of course ANC is just ANC. But you can toggle between all three of those usually for most other earbuds. But for the Perl Pros, you can only toggle between social mode, which is ambient mode, and then ANC. So if you wanted to go from ANC to just default, or ambient mode or social mode to just default, then you have to keep toggling this off and on, which is, in my opinion, kind of annoying. Okay, so unfortunately, this will probably be the only part of the video that's actually audible, at least without you having to maximize your volume. Um, but in order to salvage my previous sort of clips that I put, I think that this part of the video is going to be more useful to you anyway, and will be the deciding factor of whether or not you're going to be purchasing these earbuds anyway. And the reason why I say that is because I'm going to be comparing the transparency, ANC, and sound quality of these four earbuds, but I'm primarily going to focus on the Perl Pros, obviously, because that's what this video is supposed to be about. So starting with transparency, it's going to go somewhere around like the middle-ish area. Really the only thing that, or the only earbuds that they beat are the nothing ears, which are known for not having great transparency. But the Denon Perl Pros don't have the worst transparency, it's just okay, but it's just not at the level of the Techniques or the AirPods Pros. So if I were to give this a rating, I would probably say like a 7 or 8 out of 10. So yeah, overall they're not bad, they're just not at the god tier level. And then for ANC, they're actually at the bottom of the list. They just don't really have much ANC capabilities at all. And in fact, they are probably they wouldn't sound different with ANC enabled versus with it not enabled. So in the off mode, it doesn't really sound much different versus ANC on, which is kind of disappointing. But yeah, it's just not as good as pretty much any of the other earbuds. Okay, and then I added in the ANC of the AirPod Pros here, number one out of all these. So I put AirPod Pros at 7 out of 10, which is, I mean, it was decent. It just wasn't the best that I've ever tried. But since the Denon Perl Pros are the worst out of this list, it can really goes to show how like non-existent the ANC is on the Denon Perl Pros. But that's just my opinion. And then going down to sound quality, I would put the nothing ears here at the top, and then the Denon Perl Pro second. So I do still think, like I said before, that the Denon Perl Pros do have very good sound quality. It's just not at the level of the nothing ear, because in my opinion, the nothing ear sounds super, super good, um, among like the elites of truly wireless earbuds today. But the Denon Perl Pros, in my opinion, are definitely up there, and are definitely probably still a top 3 contender, but just not at the level of nothing ear. I'm gonna go over if these are the earbuds for you. Like maybe you're deciding and you're on the edge, or maybe you didn't even know about this. So I'll just generalize it and give you an overview right now to sort of give you an impression of whether or not these would be a good fit for you. So the first thing I would say is that if you are looking for a pair of Bluetooth earbuds that sound really good and are willing to pay the price for it, and will potentially have a really good fit for you, then these are a very good consideration. I didn't put comfort in there because uh, you'd have to test out for yourself. And for me personally, after a couple of hours, these did start to feel uncomfortable with the wingtips that I had on, like the custom wingtips that come with these earbuds. But if you want the combination of having a good fit with the sound quality that these give with the EQ, then these would be the ones to get. So, good fit with the custom EQ, then yeah, these would be a good fit. And I should add that assuming you are willing to pay the price for it. So yeah, that's pretty much the condition that you should consider if you want to get these. But other than that, there are plenty of other alternatives that you might also want to consider if you are in the market for a pair of earbuds. That's going to be it for this video. Thanks for watching, and I hope you found it useful. And if you have any questions, then you can leave them in the comments.